Hello, my brothers and sisters worldwide. This video is not for XJWs. This video is for people who are in the organization right now as we speak. I speak to you as a brother. I'm not going to state my opinions. I'm not going to state evidence that's from another source. Only things that you can look up for yourself within the organization itself. The evidence that you can look up for your own self in their articles, in their magazines. I was a witness all my life. Most of my family on both sides are Jehovah's Witnesses. I stepped back about 5 years ago because I knew something was not right. Something didn't sit right with me with this 1914 thing. I never could understand it, and every time I'd sit down to study for the proposition of getting baptized, I could never fully go for it because the 1914 situation just did not work in my head. And I thought about it for a long time, and I wrestled with it, and I looked through the scriptures. It just did not make sense, this whole calculating situation, calculating this, calculating that. They have a lot of fun calculating a lot of things, like their invisible return of 1914. When I step back from this organization, I'm going to state to you only facts, not fiction, not anything that's from another source. This is straight from the Watchtower magazines and books. You can look this up for yourself. I really advise you that you look up this organization, its history. What you're told by this organization is that everything that is not from the organization, that is not their publications, that is not their Watchtower or Awake, is apostate literature. They have been saying this since they started this organization over 100 years ago. Let me tell you something. There's a reason why they say not to go outside their sources. There is a reason why they are afraid that you will look up for yourself and think with your own mind that Jehovah gave you to look this information up for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Look it up for yourself. Their history in their magazines, all through the 1800s, to the end of the 1800s, Charles Taze Russell, before he died, he invented the notion of 1914 himself to be a date for the end of the world based on the measurements of the Pyramid of Giza. How do I know this? Apostate literature? No. From his own book that he wrote. He wrote several books published by the Watchtower and Bible and Tract Society. His grave site is real. You've heard about the pyramid, and now one of the governing body members, actually for the first time, because they know that a fire's burning and people are starting to notice that there's a grave site for him as a pyramid. And when he goes, oh, well, if you go to Charles Taze Russell's grave site, you might see a pyramid. And I heard him blame it on the members of Charles Taze Russell. These are historically nothing but liars. That pyramid in front of Charles Taze Russell's grave says Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. And there is a will and testament that he made which stated that he wanted that pyramid there. There is also a false prophecy later on in 1925 for the end of the world. In 1925, a book was published that you could look up for yourself. Look it up. Millions now living will never die. Another false prophecy. 1975, you go on YouTube, type in 1975 proof of false prophecy, JW. You will hear audio and video proof that this was stated by the Watchtower and Tract Society, not members. This is in their articles, their Awakes and Watchtowers, and their books, everything. They were the ones pointing to 1975, pushing it. Every false prophecy was the Watchtower headquarters that pushed, not the members. And instead of fessing up and admitting that they did something wrong, they blame it on you. You who are their slaves. They are not slaves. They are not the slaves of Jesus or anything like that. You are the slaves. They get free work from you. It's genius. Free buildings, free this, free that. They get the tax money back after